This is the second video in our series on while loops, and this is going to continue looking at the same program we had before, although I've taken out the lines that print out what's going on in the body of the loop. Now we can change these values here if we want to. We could change the interest rate. We could make that say 2. We could change our target amount. We could be a little less optimistic and say, well, we want £1,400. We could also change the initial amount as well if we wanted to. And if we save this and run it, we find that actually now it's only going to take 17 years. Even though the interest rate's lower, the target we're aiming for is lower too. The important part about a while loop is that it will carry on as long as this condition is true. Now there's two possible things to worry about. One is this condition may start off false. Okay, so there's no guarantee that when we get to this point in the program that this condition will be true, and you can see this because I can just change this to 1500. Now what will happen now if I save this and I compile it and I run it, you can see it says 0, so the value of years is 0. It started off as 0. That means we haven't done this code in here at all. Now there's nothing wrong with that, and it's a completely legitimate thing to happen, that sometimes you'll find that you have loops that you don't want to go around at all. One example is if you have a loop to read in input from a user and check to see if it's correct, meets certain conditions, and if it isn't, you ask them to do it again. Now if they do it correctly the first time, you don't need to ask them to do it again, so that's not a problem. But what is a problem is the alternative issue is that this condition may start off true, so the loop continues round, but never ever becomes false. Now we can show that by simply commenting out this line here. The condition depends on the value of current amount rising, starting lower than 1400, I'll put it back to say 900 there, starting lower than 1400, which it is now because it's 900, and rising steadily and at some point reaching 1400 or more and stopping. But if we comment out the line that actually changes the value of current amount, then this is never going to happen. Nothing's being added to current amount, it's not going to rise at all. And what will happen is if we save this program and compile it and run it again, it'll just sit here and we can wait forever and it will not ever stop, because this condition is never going to change from true to false. Now I'm going to hold down the control key and type C. Control C will interrupt this and stop it, and I'm actually going to put in a statement just to show you what's going on here. I'm just going to print out years each time we go around the loop. So now if I save it and run it, you can see it's just counting up. You know, the number of years is going up and up and up and up and up. Nothing will ever change. And this is called an infinite loop, and in the vast number of cases it's not something you want to happen. I'm going to type Control C again to stop it.